Hello everyone, in this video I'll be ranking different cereals on a tier list. Now, breakfast cereals are something that I really enjoy, and I'm just going to give my input on which of these are the best, which of these are the worst. And first things first, we got ourselves Alpha Bits, which I think is kind of a weak cereal. It's kind of similar to like Lucky Charms without all the Lucky Charms in it, so yeah, just fair. Next, we had Apple Cinnamon Cheerios. This is a pretty a lot of people seem to love it. I think it's going to go in the A tier. It's a pretty decent cereal, but I think there's betters on this list, so A tier. Next, we got Apple Jacks, which, fun fact, Apple Jacks are just Froot Loops with a little bit of cinnamon. Bet you didn't know that. There's a whole food theory video on it. I think Apple Jacks are pretty good, though, so I'm going to put them in the S tier. Next, we got Boo Berry, and this is an interesting one I had at one time. I remember it to be an okay cereal, so I'm going to put it in the B tier, B for Boo Berry. Next, we got Mini Wheats Whole Wheat. They're all right. I want to put them in the C tier. Not a lot of flavor, but there's a little bit of health benefit to them. Captain Crunch next. I like Captain Crunch. I'll put in the B tier. Maybe above the blueberries. Nice texture. I like the crunch of it, but it's gonna tear your mouth apart. That's the only downside. You're gonna have cuts on the roof of your mouth. Next, we got Cheerios. I used to love just plain old Cheerios, but yeah, they're not as good as Apple Cinnamon Cheerios. And then chocolate Cheerios are okay. I'll put those in the A tier as well. Chex cereal, very similar to Mini Wheats. I'm going to put that in the C tier. Not that great. The chocolate Lucky Charms, those were kind of gross, to be honest. I don't think it worked very well, but I'll put them in the C tier. I might move. No, chocolate Chex are good, but cinnamon Chex will go in F tier. Not a massive fan of the like wheat kind of. I don't know. It's not my favorite. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is next. I think that's another S tier. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is just delicious. It actually tastes like cinnamon toast, and it's got a nice texture, nice flavor. Everything about it's good. Cocoa Pebbles is next. I'm going to put that at the top of the A tier. Cocoa Pebbles are delicious. It's a nice chocolatey flavored version of like Fruity Pebbles. It's nice. I like it. And Fred Flintstone is kind of cool to see on there. Cocoa Puffs next. I think Cocoa Puffs are all right. I'll put those in the top of the B tier. Not as good as Cocoa Pebbles. They're all right. Cocoa Puffs. Kind of like corn puffs, but they give they cut the top of your roof of your mouth. Cookie Crisp. I actually really like Cookie Crisp, oddly enough. I'm going to put that at the top of the A tier. It tastes like cookies. That's pretty good. And they're like bigger pieces of cereal, but it's all right. Next, we have Corn Chex. I think that's even worse than Cinnamon Chex. Not the best. Corn Flakes used to be what I always used to eat as a kid. Not like the super healthiest cereal, and when you get a not so healthy cereal you want it to taste amazing. Cornflakes is all right. I used to like it sprinkled with like sugar or putting strawberries on top like they show on the box. It's an all right one. Corn Pops are next. You see Corn Pops a lot as a kid. I think they're kind of whack though, so I'm gonna put it in the C tier because there's a lot of better ones out there. Count Chocula, another weird one like blueberries. I'm gonna put that in the B tier. It's a pretty decent cereal. Tastes like chocolate. Frankenberry. It's very similar to Boo Berry. I don't really recall this one, but I know I had it at one point. Must be not that memorable. Next, we have French Toast Crunch. I think this is up there with the Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I used to eat this all the time. It has little bread pieces. They taste like maple syrup. It's delicious. I really like it. And next, we got Froot Loops, which I think Froot Loops is my personal favorite cereal. Froot Loops taste like fruit, and it's similar to the Apple Jacks, just no cinnamon flavor. So yeah, I like Froot Loops quite a bit. They're underrated. Next, we got Frosted Flakes. I think these are. I'll put Corn Flakes down in the B tier. I like Frosted Flakes. They're like a sugary version of Corn Flakes. They're decent. I'll put it at the bottom of the A tier. Next, we got Fruity Pebbles. I think Fruity Pebbles is another S tier. It's like Cocoa Pebbles, but fruity. They're little shavings of something fruity, and they just taste really nice. It's similar in flavor to Froot Loops, but a little bit more bold in its flavoring. Golden Crisps next. I will put that in the C tier. Don't really love that cereal. Golden Grams are pretty all right. I'll put those in the A tier. It's kind of like Cinnamon Toast Crunch, only like graham crackery. Grape Nuts, Heaven Head, F tier. Harvest Crunch, gross. Not a big fan. Gonna put that in the F tier. Also not a big fan of Honey Bunches of Oats, so I'm putting those there. But Honey Nut Cheerios are pretty good. I'll put those with the rest of the Cheerios. I think the apple cinnamon ones are the best, but yeah, let me know in the comments where you would rank those. Honey Smacks, I'll put that in the C tier. Honeycombs, kind of the same deal. Weird texture that just It's, I don't know, you can't really see it, I guess I put it in the C tier, but honeycombs leave you the roof of your mouth like getting shredded, so yeah, not a huge fan of that. Crave chocolate filled cereal. These are decent. I'll put that in the B tier. I remember when these first came out, everyone was freaking out about them for some reason, but it's just chocolate filled cereal. It's interesting. Life cereal, don't love it, so I'm gonna put that in the F tier. Don't really like the shredded wheat kind of flavoring. Lucky Charms are pretty good. I'll put those up in the S tier because the marshmallows are nice. If you could get ones with double marshmallows, even better. I know they make it. I just never had it. Mini wheats. I don't know how I feel about these. I'll put these ones in the C tier as well. Mini wheats are just okay. Not my favorite. Multi-grain Cheerios. Not as good as the rest of the Cheerios, but I'll put it with the rest. Nesquik cereal, I really liked. It's chocolatey, crunchy, and kind of turns your milk into chocolate, which is a nice bonus to it all. Oatmeal crisp, I'm gonna put that in the F tier. Not a big fan of it. Doesn't taste that great. Oreo O's, these are delicious, really good sugary cereal, but they taste delicious and one of the better tasting cereals out there. Raisin Bran, yeah, not a fan. Putting that in the F tier, it's gross. I don't know. Raisins and cereal, not my favorite thing. Reese Puffs, another S tier cereal. Reese Puffs are delicious. I think that they belong up in that S tier easily. Rice Chex, F tier, not that good whatsoever. I don't love them. Rice Krispies Cocoa. Rice Krispies Cocoa are good. Like I like Rice Krispies overall. I'll put these maybe in the A tier, and then Rice Krispies. I think Rice Krispies will stay in the A tier as well. They're good, but not. I don't think they're worthy of the S tier. Rice Krispie Squares, on the other hand, that changed my mind on those things. Shreddies, I used to eat them all the time. Don't love them. F tier. Special K. I think Special K is actually underrated. I'm going to put it up in the A tier. It's a healthier cereal, and strawberries in it. So good. Mini Wheats. Strawberry Mini Wheats. These are the best of the Mini Wheats. I might put that in the B tier. The better version of the Mini Wheats, I guess. I should put the chocolate Lucky Charms with B tier. Change of heart there. Tricks. I think Tricks are amazing. I'm going to put Tricks in the S tier. Tricks is kind of like Froot Loops, where it's like a fruity cereal, but they have different shapes. Like you can see there's a little red with blue, like it's a flower. I don't know. I think Tricks are great. Tricks are for kids, but it's good tasting cereal. Two Scoops Raisin Bran. You're going with the rest of the Raisin Bran. Not a big fan of it. Extra raisins, who cares? Rice Krispies Vanilla. I think these are the best of the Rice Krispies. I might put it into the A tier, S tier. Yeah, I'll put Rice Krispies vanilla flavor there. They're good. Finally, we have Chex. Not that great. F tier. So there we have it in record time. Only 8 minutes it took to go through all these cereals. But yeah, I wanted to get a little bit more in depth on them, but I also didn't want this video to be an hour long. So there you have it. The best cereals for breakfast on a tier list. Let me know in the comments where you'd rank these. I'm always curious to see where people would rank these, and I will see you in the next video.